AMC is getting a nasty flush down 6.71% on the day, trading at $5.70, hitting a new all-time low for the stock. But it's not just AMC. You see XRP take a nosedive of over 21%, as well as Ethereum Classic, which we know AMC tracks with XRP as well as Ethereum Classic, which is also crazy because yesterday Jim Cramer was just telling everybody to buy crypto. And if you don't know Jim Cramer, you always want to do the opposite, and today crypto had a major rug pull, and it wasn't just AMC, it wasn't just crypto. Coinbase plunged 9%, AMD tumbled 6%, and Apple fell almost 4%, along with the overall market. In today's video, we have a lot of stuff to cover, and I ended up moving a lot of money around, so at the very end of the video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I just did with my money. But without further ado, hit the like button. It is free, it helps me out. Also guys, subscribe to the channel, get us to 20k subs, and have post notifications on. Let's get into it. So bringing in the drawings right here for AMC on the chart from back in January, as well as where we are trading at right now, this is exactly what we're looking at. So this is what happened back in January. I decided to lay it out a little bit more neat for you guys. We had this flush down, this chop, flush down, the chop, and then we had our first leg up, and then the bridge, and then the second sell-off. Same thing, bridge, second sell-off, and then we had another chop zone, and then another leg down. Okay, taking a look at AMC, second chop zone, another leg down. Still very similar, still sort of valid. It's just a worse degree this time around for AMC. Next up, we would be looking to enter a blue zone, a blue scenario. I'm not going to call out a date for that because I clearly was just wrong at getting this pop. In my opinion, I thought $6 was going to be the low. Since we hit a low of $7, and then we hit another low of $6.65, and then a third low of $6, and now we're going for a fourth low. I didn't honestly expect this, but the chart is still playing very similarly. If you guys have to, take a screenshot of this. Now AMC short interest according to Ortex is sitting at 8.46%. We know it is much greater. 4.6 million shares available to borrow against AMC according to Stonko Tracker. Only 700 calls compared to 22,000 puts expiring in the money. And all of this premium, 67,000 call contracts going to market makers. Very dangerous to play calls or puts on AMC. I know sometimes playing them very long out is a safer bet. Speaking of that, we have been watching for the yearlies, January 19th. Options chain very large for AMC and GameStop for that time frame. Hopefully we see some sort of gamma start happening. Short exempts 171,000 both days back to back and in the 300s. So high frequency trading systems, high frequency algorithms are dropping exactly a perfect amount of exempts on the stock to keep it where they want it. And overall, they are pincering this thing. Now, shout out to Tony Denaro. Since December of 2020, AMC's long-term debt has been reduced from 10 billion to 8.8. Of that amount, 4 billion is lease liabilities, which accounting rules require to be counted as debt. So 4.8 billion of actual debt remains. Another 150 million has been paid off in the last 30 days, so roughly 4.65 billion now remains. And in 2026, about 2.8 billion is coming due, which 975 million of that remains due on the 2026 toggle, and 1.9 billion on senior secured credit facility term loans due 2026. So this is just the update for AMC's debt because this is exactly what short sellers are watching for the company. AMC also had another 100,380 shares on the buy side, a order imbalance, so they couldn't match sellers. We've talked about it before. We have showed you guys what it is. If you want to go look up what an order imbalance is, feel free to do so. GameStop trading at $16.64, down 0.18% on the day. Just like the SPY, just like every other ticker, broke below the aggressive trend line and held its support. We were watching for $16.80 to $16.60 for a hold on GameStop, and we flushed a little bit further to 16, right below 16, right? And we held that level. So overall, GameStop's looking pretty decent. It's holding just like Tesla, just like SPY, just like any other play. Overall, GameStop looking better for now than AMC. 100,000 shares available to borrow on GameStop with 3,000 calls compared to 4,000 puts expiring in the money, and then 38,000 calls expiring out of the money. Again, the options chain for the 19th is absolutely nuts, nearing 400,000 now as we speak, as we make these videos. Short exempts were extremely low yesterday on GameStop, and we saw a flush down, which is interesting. Now, a couple things before we move on. Introducing the collateral token brought to you by JP Morgan's internalized crypto platform ONYX called call it what you want. This is basically a failure to deliver. They have utilized their in-house blockchain platform for digital assets to facilitate repo transactions and accelerate their settlement by issuing a collateral token in exchange for USD, and then you redeem the token, yada yada yada. So JP Morgan is basically using this platform, creating FTDs in a legal format. Now guys, I can't wait to explain to you where I moved my money today and what happened with the trade yesterday, as well as the overall market and what is happening with this crypto flush. But before we do so, I'm going to ask you real quick to pop in the Discord. The link is right under the video. It's the start of the new year. Get in there. I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks all day long. We have options trading alerts in there. We post gains, post losses, and more. And it's the best place to go, best vibes. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, this is the place to go. There's no bad questions. Come talk with me and the most amazing people in here. That link is under the video and pinned at the top of comments, along with the Moomoo link. Guys, I don't think you understand the benefits for the Moomoo link. It's a free broker. It's a free platform that when you sign up using my link and deposit any amount, you will start earning up to 15 free stocks, each of these valued up to $2 grand per stock. Now, I'm not saying you are going to get 30 grand, but that is the possibility. I've had family members get over $200 for absolutely free. And on top of that, you're getting 5.1% APY on your uninvested cash. You're getting access to level 2 order book data for free, which you have to pay for on platforms like Webull, and a ton of other benefits. So use my link today. Sign up and make a deposit of even a penny. Now, the total US debt has hit $34 trillion for the first time in history. So the economy isn't in the best position for the S&P 500 to run, which we're going to talk about right now. But before we do, Fed member Barkin also says there's potential for additional rate hikes, which is dangerous because everyone is pricing in rate cuts. He also says that it is too soon to speculate on the Fed policy action for their March meeting. Currently, markets are pricing an 80% chance of rate cuts beginning in March. Yet, 1 month ago, Fed Chair Powell said rate cut talks were premature. Then 2 weeks ago, he said that peak rates are likely already in and 3 rate cuts are coming in 2024. So is the Fed backtracking? You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. But we may be pricing in over our heads for the cuts, according to the Fed. One thing I wanted to note, we really want to see the SPY hold over 467.90. There's major support here, and otherwise we are going to start flushing down. Another thing I wanted to note for the SPY, this chop trade up here, it had the same problem when we got to these levels back in December 2021 to 2022. It is the same thing. You're going to see weakness here because the SPY has only been at these levels one time in history, and it's not going to be an easy break. That doesn't mean the SPY isn't going to break over and continue higher. I think we are going to see that coming into 2024, and I am still adding to Bitcoin, adding to the overall market, yada yada yada. Now, speaking of Bitcoin, $540 million was just liquidated from the crypto market in the past 4 hours. 4 hours. And also, the SEC scheduled a meeting today with the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, and CBOE to finalize comments on spot Bitcoin ETFs, according to Fox Business Reports, which means that is probably what is about to come. Bitcoin flushed right back down, right into this wedge at 42, ace off of it, and came right back out of the wedge. This was just a slight little rug pull, and I don't think it's going to last. And even still, if Bitcoin does start to crash down and these large wallets start to sell off, I'll just be adding more on the dip. I'm really not worried about it. Overall, it held the wedge. If we break below 41,300, just watch 40K. Now, I moved some money around, but let's talk about the trade we took yesterday. We took puts on AI, and as you know it, we brought the trading account right back up. You don't copy my trades, and I feel bad for you, because in the past couple of months, you'd be up 83.94%. And honestly, the trades we take are extremely solid, and you can trade with your own amount. I'm trading with a very small amount that was funded by Frenetically. You can be trading with a lot more and copying my trades with a click of a button as soon as I take them. If you want to know how, the third link under the video, follow me on Frenetically. Once you follow me on there and you fill out everything with your broker, yada, 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 you're going to get an alert in Discord as soon as I enter a trade, and you just press copy and you will be in the same position. I have the full video explaining how to set everything up. I'll leave it right here. Copy my trades with a click of a button. It's important that you watch that, because if you don't change your average trade amount from 300, you will be stuck trading a very small account like myself. So you want to trade that to whatever you are trading with. Also, Tesla. I'm excited to say I added shares in Tesla at this level, and I'm also adding to my calls at this level for the first time. I'm extremely excited for this. We called out this level on Tesla yesterday. I said 236.80 we want to see Tesla flash down to. We flashed down just below that, right? If not just at that level. Beautiful spot for Tesla. This now brings in the previous bull cycle 10% retracement from the relative high, which means we now finally have closed this and we are ready to run higher. Worst case scenario, if Tesla decided it wanted to flush down, I'd watch around 224, 225. I don't think that is going to happen, but if there is a black swan with the market, if everything looks bad, crypto rug pulls, then I'd watch that level next for Tesla. Overall, adding to my calls, adding to my shares, and I am excited to make some money on this play. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Thank you for everyone who popped in the live stream yesterday. It was a chill walk, and we actually had some random stuff that happened, and honestly, it was sick. But that is it. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.